Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends. And today let us have a good discussion together. As you see from the title, our topic today about the Mormon church teaching, if we can call it a church, about Islam. Now I want to remind people, we are not here to talk about the Mormon as people. I know many of them. They are wonderful, nice people. Actually, maybe many of you do not know that the first website ever I had about Islam is given to me as a gift, actually, which means the owner of the website, investigateislam.com. It was given to me by someone. He is a Mormon. So Mormon people are very nice people. And we are not here to discuss a person who is a Mormon. We are here to discuss false teaching. So I love the Mormon people, I believe they are just people who they are deceived by some deceivers. And there is a lot of wonderful people between them. So just take a note about that. One of you sent me an email about a professor. His name is Daniel. Let us find Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel is a professor in the university, the Mormon University in Utah. You know that Utah, the majority of it is Mormon, and simply Mormon, they have control of the whole state, the governor, the government, the police, the judges, because they are the majority. And he told me that this guy is saying Islam is a good religion, and whatever. So I thought, okay, you know what, this guy need to get busted. But then when I searched about, this name, many articles appear, and it turned to be that the Mormon, between two brackets, church, they believe that Muhammad somehow he was a prophet, or he received some, and I'm quoting what they say, and I will show you from their article, he received some inspiration from God. And then I said to myself, this is really funny. So let us discuss together. If there is any Mormon here, please feel free to join us in this conversation. And I invite all the Mormon, with my love to them, to invite their bishops to refute what I am accusing them of. You see, I'm not going to discuss now if Joseph Smith is a false prophet or not, even though I believe he's a false prophet, and he shared many things with Muhammad. Actually, I found an article made by the University of by YU University. They have an article in the Religious Studies Center. And here they have a comparison between Muhammad and Joseph Smith. Now, not to go in details, but I say that we have to be truthful here. There's many things Joseph Smith and Muhammad, they share. As an example, both of them, they are womanizers. And Joseph Smith, he have 40 wives. Muhammad, he have 13 as numbers, but there's many women are just for sex toys. But I find it very funny that this article, all of it is just attacking Christian churches and praising Islam. If you go, I don't want to read the whole thing. If you want to go to the conclusion about this article, this is the conclusion. Here it says, I can post the link and you can read it, but just to save time, then you will see that that Muhammad and Joseph Smith comparison can be no more than subjective metaphor for us. If so, let us be conservative one. Use the purpose of communicating to our own people and to other that later day saints. Unlike most Christians of the 19th century, before and since, which means until now, regard Muhammad not as a fraud and heretic, but rather a great good man who was instrumental and in establishment of an important world religion belong to the Judeo-Christian tradition, and let be used not to promote polemic of one sort or another, but rather to promote understanding and friendship, although we may not consider the analogy by demonstrations of scientific principle. We are able and we ought to consider in its most positive metaphorical light. Now, I find this conclusion is very funny and very weird. Why is that? Let us see different, because we want to connect the dots together. I'm just showing you what this church, they call themselves a church, you know, what their belief is about Muhammad. So now we find that Muhammad is a kind of a man who is better than all the Christians somehow, and he is a good man, you know. He's not a heretic, you know, he's not a fraud. But I found this article too. And I want the Mormon, if you are reading with me, try to read and not to laugh. Viewing Muhammad from understanding of the restored gospel provide the greater knowledge of Heavenly Father, love for his children in all nations. Now you will see that in the Mormon cult, they use the same words we use, like, you know, our Father, you know, but don't be fooled by those things, because they have different meaning for them. A few years ago, I received a phone call from two church members in the United States who had become acquainted, I don't know if I'm saying the word correctly, forgive me if not, with a Muslim neighbor from Pakistan when they shared with him the story of Joseph Smith, first vision. His response surprised them. Okay, so those two, you know that Mormon, they send young kids to be like a missionary. So they share with the Muslim from Pakistan about Joseph Smith, and he gave them a response. After sitting, they were surprised after stating that the Muslim accept no prophet after Muhammad. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and I want to ask the Mormon who they are listening to this video, sooner or later, if we compare between this conclusion that Muhammad is not a fraud and he is not heretic, and then we go to this article, which is the same organization, same church, if we can call it a church, saying that Muhammad, he don't believe that there's any prophet will come after him. So if Muhammad is not a fraud and he is not heretic, that means Joseph Smith is heretic. Because Muhammad, he said it clearly, there's no prophet after him. So how those things work together? I will tell you how it works together. Because when you speak to a bunch of fools and they are ignorant about the topic, you sound smart. You know, like there's a great example of the low IQ and high IQ. And this is always work everywhere, you know. Like in YouTube, you see a person, his name is Sadhguru, and he's a Hindu. And many people, they like to listen to him because simply, you know, this guy, he have a higher IQ from them. And when he speaks in the front of the fool, he sounds genius. But if you are a little bit smart, after 2 seconds listening to him, you will find this guy, he contradicts himself in less than even 60 seconds from his speech. But you talk to who? I mean, he's talking to a bunch of fools who don't really, he's tickling their brain. You know, there's a language to tickle your brain. Speaking philosophy, speaking for 10 hours and then saying nothing. You go out of the room. What I learned from the time I listened to him until I left the room, nothing. I'm back to zero. Because simply he was giving you nothing except words and game of words. So here is the same. We have people who they are trying to make us believe that there is a prophet, his name is Joseph Smith. in the same time trying to make us believe that Muhammad was a decent man and he is not heretic or a fraud, as you see in their article. But if Muhammad said there is no prophet after me, and Joseph Smith, you know, and the Mormon teach that Joseph Smith is a prophet, then we have to take one of them as a liar. So how I'm going to be a leader in a church? And then I will say to the children in that church that, listen, Muhammad is not a fraud. The second I say that, I just admitted that the church you belong to, the Mormonism church, is the fraud. As simple as that. You know what I mean? Because one of them have to be the fraud. Either we accept there is a prophet who will come after Muhammad, and that might be Joseph Smith, and then we cannot accept Islam, or we have to accept that there is no prophet after Muhammad, and that means Joseph Smith is a fraud. I started this simple, you know, like explanation to show you how stupid those who lead such a church, if we call it a church. Because, you know, the word church, by the way, I mean, the Muslim, they have a word, they call it Jamia. Jamia simply is not even an Islamic word. Jamia is a majma. Majma is coming from the Jewish practice. They have the gathering place, you know, the temple. So Jamia, church, etc., all is going to end in one place. Is where place they gather either to spread lies or hate or teach love. So here we see a lot of lies, and those lies, they don't match each other. I mean, at least make a lie which work. If Muhammad is not a false prophet and there is no prophet after him, for sure then Joseph Smith is the fraud. It's a shameful thing that they write articles speaking against Christians, but they say that Muhammad was a good man. Very disgusting. And then if we discuss more in those articles, thought in interfaith relation, and you know, they speak about something called interfaith. I mean, actually, I saw many organizations that try, you know, they practice such a thing. It's called interfaith, which I don't believe in the existence of such a thing, because both sides, you know, who participate in such an event usually, in order to keep peace, let us say, not an argument, not a fight. So we have to lie to each other. And the first one says, I respect the Christian. And the other one, he will say, I respect the Muslims. And the other one, he say, I respect Muhammad. And the other one, he says, I respect Jesus. The other one, he say, I respect Islam. The other one, he say, I respect Christianity. But we know all of them, they are lying to each other, and none of this is true. So interfaith is not really an interfaith. It is inter to lie, you know, propaganda. The Book of Mormon teaches that the Heavenly Father is mindful of every people, whatever land they may be in. Okay, and now they are quoting for you whatever words from their own books, but no problem. I mean, I don't see something any wrong, even if the quotation is from false book, as long as it doesn't teach wrong, it's okay. But what does have to do with speaking the truth about Muhammad? Who said that we Christians, when we speak about Islam, we believe that Muslims are our enemy? We don't believe that Muslims are enemies. We Christians believe everybody who is against Jesus is number one enemy to himself first. He is his own enemy. And we as a Christians, we have a duty to save him from his enmity to Christ. So they try to present themselves like they are, you know, if you speak against Muhammad, you are a person who spread hate and you are attacking Muslims. But this is false, you know, interfaith statement. Later they sent interest in Muhammad. One of noteworthy example of Latter-day Saints, this thing keep appearing on my screen. Okay, express ever the years of the spiritual contribution of Muhammad. Look at this cult believe that Muhammad, he have a spiritual contribution. If there is any Mormon with us, please give me one example of the contribution which is a spiritual of Muhammad. Anyone can tell us? Like what? Killing the Christians, killing the Jews, raping the women, pay if you want to live, being a gang leader. Later-day Saints appreciation of Muhammad role in history. They appreciate his role in history. Okay, how? Why? Can be found in the 1978 First Presidency Statement. So they are talking about their elders speaking about Muhammad. And by the way, I don't see the chat, so please, keep your words nice. And again, remember, we are not talking about a Mormon people. We are talking about the leaders, the liars, and about what they say. And we don't know them. I don't know them in person. I don't know anyone. We are not speaking about a person. We are speaking about false teaching. So they say here that God loved all mankind. Okay, this is true. This is what the Bible says, that because God, he loved the world, he sent his only begotten son. His declaration specifically mentioned Muhammad as one of the great religious leader. What? So their declaration of their presidency declare Muhammad as one of the great religious leader of the world, who receive a portion of God light, and affirm that moral truth were given to those leaders by God enlightening whole nations, and to bring the higher level of understanding to individual. Do we have any Mormon in the church? Let me, in the chat. Do we have any Mormon person in the chat? Please be nice to them, as I said. If there is any Mormon person in the chat, please tell me what is the spiritual accomplishment and what those people are talking about. Somebody help me here. Anyone? Muhammad, he received a portion of God light and affirmed that moral truth were given to those leaders by God enlightening whole nation, and to bring a higher level of understanding to individual. I need the help of the Mormon to tell me what those leaders in your church talking about. Anyone? Let us go and see some enlightening, Muhammad he believe in. Muhammad, he says, and remember here, we don't give speeches like those false leaders. Here we have reference. Here we don't make speeches. Here we don't, we said, he said, she said, unless it is the person who is the founder of the religion or something have to do with the very important books in that religion, coming from their high authority. The spiritual Muhammad, obviously according to the Mormon leaders, he taught a lot of his spirituality. He was a great person, to the point he decided to kill every single Christian and every single Jew in the Arabian Peninsula. And this is why Saudi Arabia for the last 14 centuries has 0 Christians. Actually, until now, there are 0 churches. Until now, there is 0 citizen who is a Christian, because it's not allowed for Christians to be citizen and to live in that land. There's people who work now because of the oil, because those people, they cannot have their own phone company to run a phone company. They cannot have electricity column standing without some Indian or some Filipinos doing the job. But Muhammad is a person who spread hatred and bloodshed, and he killed and he slaughtered all the Christians and all the Jews. Whoever stayed there, he's dead. But in the Mormon leader church's quotation, according to the leaders of this church, Muhammad is a decent person who have a spiritual accomplishment. He is one of the greatest leaders who receive a portion of God light. So the portion of God light is to kill all the Christians and all the Jews, and that will make you a God person. And just to make it simple, by the way, if the Mormon were exist in the time of Muhammad, that's mean all of you will be dead. I mean, do you see the God light? This is what your leaders are fooling you and lying to you. And remember what we are showing you in the screen. This is not, you know, I am saying this is what the Muslims believe. This is authentic. It says Sahih. Muhammad said لأخرجنا اليهود والنصارى من جزيرة العرب حتى لا أدع إلا مسلما. I will not let anyone live here unless he is a Muslim. So convert or die. But according to your false leaders, and don't be upset from me if you are a Mormon, if I say to you, you have a bunch of scammers, liars, and they have a low IQ. Because they just condemn their own belief. If Muhammad committing a massacre against Christians and Jews, and this is okay, and this is a higher level of God, then you are saying that it's okay if Muhammad, he killed a Mormon. Because this is what Islam teach. And this is not only in the Hadith, this is not only in the Hadith, it's in the Quran. In chapter 9, verse number 29, Muhammad, he made it so clear that you have a duty to kill every single Christian and a Jew unless he pay or convert. There's one of two options. We go, we take their lands, we take their women, we kill the men, and if they pay us, we will take their land still, but we will not do physical harm. We will come every end of month and collect the money. The same, this is where the word mafia actually in Italy came from. When the Mohammedan, they occupy part of Italy, like Sicily as an example, they practice the jizya. So every 10 days or a month, depending on the decision, they come to collect the protection money. When the Muslims were kicked out, the gangs, the crimes, the criminals, who they are in business of a crime, they took over. And they did the same as the Mohammedan used to do. They come to stores, businesses, says, if you want our protection, you have to pay. This is all is coming from Islam. So Muhammad, he made it clear that ordering the Muslims, the Mohammedan, to kill every single Christian who don't believe in Allah or in Muhammad, nor he forbid what is forbidden by Allah and his messenger, which means he is not following Islam, until they pay the jizya and they have to feel themselves submitted and subdued, humiliated. Humility is a must. You can read the book, The Pact of Umar, where supposedly Muslims, they say that Umar is the most just person in the history of Islam. Where the Christians been ordered, you know, there's a video actually, I will try to find it, where a Muslim, he was a sheikh, is explained how the Christians, many of them, they converted to Islam fast because of the humiliations they suffer from, to the point if you go in the street and you are riding your donkey, you cannot ride your donkey and your face facing the front of the donkey. You have to ride your donkey and your face is to the Ass of the donkey. And your son will ask you, Dad, why your face is the opposite direction? Why our face like this? What you will say to your son. This is what the Sheikh was saying. So, in the Mormon Church article, and as you see, we are showing you the official website of the Mormon Church. Muhammad was a great leader. He received a portion of light. Portion of light. You know, the Mormon, they say that Jesus is the Son of God. Now, for sure, they have their understanding of the Son of God, which is very funny. But look what the Quran say, Mr. Portion of light. The Quran in the same chapter, this is why Muhammad, he want to kill all the Christians, that the Jews, they say that Uzair is Son of Allah, and we cannot find who is this Uzair, it's a lie. And the Christians, they call Christ the Son of Allah, which means the Son of God, but Allah is a name, it's not a word mean God. As some, even in the Mormon website, they say that. Many foolish people, they say to you that Allah is a word mean God, and those foolish extend even to Christian priest. You know, it's always stupid to be a person trying to teach and you do not know what are you talking about. The word Allah contains two words, Al and Lah. Al means God, this is an Aramaic word. Lah is the name of God. So Allah is God Lah. As simple as that. But let us focus here. So chapter 9 verse 29 says that Muslims should kill everyone who believes that Jesus is the Son of God. Mormon Church teach that Muhammad, he received a portion of God light. Are you with me with the stupidity? Do you guys notice how stupid this? How we can like glue those things together? I mean, who is the stupid here? If we say that those who wrote this article and those who they are teaching the Mormon children's, they do not know anything about Islam. But you know, they have like teachers, professor, they claim to be professor in Arabic study and Islam. So did he read the Quran? Did this Abdul, his name is Daniel, he's a Mormon Abdul, did he read the Quran? He have a book about Islam. He have actually more than one book. Did he really go through the Quran? Because either Muhammad is a fraud or the Mormon are fraud, and I'm talking about the Mormon Church. Because your belief is totally against the belief of the Muhammadan. So how Muhammad receive a portion? The person who wrote this article here in their website, he present the official belief of the Mormon cult. His name is James A. Toronto. I invite Mr. James Toronto to have a nice conversation with me. And I mean, as long as you speak of truth, you have nothing to worry about, right? Those who don't stand for the truth, obviously they have no truth. I invite this gentleman. I invite Professor Daniel Patterson. I invite anyone from the Mormon Church, let us say a heavy-duty one, to convince me how in the world this foolishness can be published in their website and taught in their churches. If you are a Mormon listening to me, let me know, please. Don't you think it's so stupid to say that Muhammad, he received guidance from God? And this guidance is ordering him to kill the Christians, the Jews, the Mormon, and whoever believe that God have a son? How stupid is that? You know, once a person, he said to me, explain to me how, when you say stupidity is amazing, how stupidity can be amazing. He said, I do not get it. I mean, it's stupid and it's amazing. I said, well, you know, comedy, let us say there's somebody, he's a comedian, he make you laugh. The reason he make you laugh, because he says something unexpected. Something is contradiction. Something suddenly happened. So, if I can think faster than this comedian, he will not make me laugh. Why? Because I know what he will say next. So jokes is always about, or comedy is about somebody saying something unexpected, and it is total contradict of what you expect to happen. And this is what is amazing about it. It is stupid to the point. You cannot believe that a human being reach such a level of stupidity. So we go and we praise a person who killed the Christians, raped the Christian women, took their churches, in order to kill anyone who believed that God have a son. And then we say, and supposedly those are we, when we say we, I'm saying the Mormon, we believe as a Mormon, if I am a Mormon, that God have a son. So, you know, hey, Mr. What's his name? James, Toronto. How is Toronto doing? I hope you're still there. How we can fix that? That the person, all his war against the Christian, the excuse is, we want to kill the Christian and the Jews because they believe that God have a son. And then we go to our children and we say to them that Muhammad, he received a portion of light. And what that portion of light is? To kill our children. There's books I did read. I did read tons and tons and tons of books. When I was a kid, I used to read every day almost. I try to finish actually maybe a book a day if I can. Depend on the size of the book. But there is a statement I did read once, and this is statement stuck in my head. It says, he left as a donkey, he never came back as a horse. So having a PhD, having a degree does not make you a horse. I do not even need to debate about the conversation no more, or the topic. Because Islam believed to kill anyone who believed that God have a son, and you Mormons believe that God have a son. And actually not only that, you believe that Jesus is the elder son of all sons. He is the firstborn. Which is another false teaching of your false church. And always you see that all those who claim to be prophet, they have the same thing. Joseph Smith, he saw God the Father and God the Son, but those, they appear only to him. And then angels, they came to him and they gave him a book, and those only appear to him. And then he copied from the book a book, which means a book is written in the Egyptian language, which is very funny. The guy, he speaks Egyptian language. And then they took the book back from him. I see a lot of similarity of a fraud. But I cannot believe that the fraud is fighting itself. Because you just condemn your own cult. For Muhammad, he believe, or he teach, that he is the last prophet. So Joseph Smith is a fraud. Do we have anyone in the chat? He's a Mormon? Anyone? If you listen to me, if you are there, make your own comment and tell me what do you think. In the same time, I encourage you to take my video to your elders who claim to be your leaders. And invite them to challenge me in a live debate. Until now, by the way, I'm not really posting tons of reference because those are enough. How Muhammad he is a person who received portion of the light of God. And then Joseph Smith is a prophet, and Muhammad he says, there's no prophet after me. This is Muhammad's statement. Do those people have a brain who call themselves elders? Do they have any level of education? None. If I am a Mormon, a member on the church which is called saints, where is the saints? If your leaders are those saints and they are lying to you, contradicting their own belief, how they can be your leaders? Do we have anyone he is an elder? Elder from the Mormon church here? Let us continue with more articles about Muhammad in their websites. We open this one. Let us see this one. This is here by Daniel C. Peterson, Understanding Islam. Okay, explain to us Islam. You know, I noticed that those people who claim to have a PhD about Islam, they copy, you know, their information just from the internet and they post it, just repost, and they claim that they are people who have knowledge. So this person, he wrote books about Muhammad, and for sure his books are very, very good books for Muslims. The second you see a Muslim, they like a book, it's mean the author is a fraud, because he shared nothing of the truth about Muhammad. Muhammad he have child wife, Muhammad he killed, Muhammad he raped, Muhammad he took his own son wife, Muhammad he flirted with the wife when the husband was not at home, Muhammad he orders stupid crazy things like mut'a. You know, a woman, she can go and she can rent her private part to a person for a day or 2 or 3. And then they say to you that Muhammad, he received a portion of light. And then they make books about it, saying that Muhammad was a great man. Source of Muslim doctrine. And now he tell you there's a book, it's called Qur'an, and etc. You know, it's obviously he's speaking to a bunch of ignorant, and he supposedly he is the expert. Basic Muslim teaching and practice. If Islam has universal creed, it is the Shahada. And then he says, profession of faith or testimony. The term refers to an Arabic formula that translated runs as follows. I testify that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his false messenger. The Shahada is interway into Islam to recite with sincere belief to become a Muslim. Now, anyone here notice something stupid? Look, he said the Shahada is the interway into Islam to recite it with sincere belief. That is not requirement in Islam. That's a lie. And we can prove it in 2 seconds. If we go in the Quran, we will see that Muhammad saying to those who believe not in him or in Allah, saying to them, well, say we surrender, which means say we become Muslim, but faith never enter your heart. chapter 49, verse number 14. Here it says submit it, but this is false translation. If you change the translator, you will find a different word. You know, but for those who speak Arabic, they knew right away that aslamna does not mean submit it. Aslamna means you surrender. Let us see. This guy using submit. Let's see a different one. Here we go. This is more honest translation. Hilali, Muhammad Hilali and Khan. The Bedouin says, the Arab they said, we believe, say, you believe not, but you only say the Shahada. So, and Muhammad saying, Allah told him that faith never enter your heart, but if you obey Allah and His Messenger, you are fine. You are a Muslim. So when this guy, this idiot, he said the Shahada is you have to recite it and you are sincere, that is false. Those people, they converted to Islam because Muhammad, he forced them by the sword. And by the way, in the same website, they are saying that Muhammad, he did not spread Islam by the sword. Can you believe it? Muhammad, he did not spread Islam by the sword. This is what they teach their children. So when Muhammad, he says, fight and kill the Christian and the Jews until they pay jizya, he was using what? Lipstick? When Muhammad, he took tons of thousands to attack the book where the Romans were based, he went there and he was throwing tomato. When Muhammad, he sent a letter to the king of the Roman at that place, or ruler, saying to him, Aslim Taslim, which means convert or die. He was making a threat by what? Banana? Those people, they have no shame. Those who they are teaching you, if you are a Mormon person, listen to me. Those people who they are teaching you, they are absolutely scam. And I challenge them, all of them, to prove me wrong. You see, here we are not to make a false challenge. We are here to make a challenge we stand for. If there is any of them there, to come and say, okay, you know what, you say things which is not true about Islam, and we are going to prove you wrong. Then look what he said here. This guy who claimed to be he's a scholar in Islam and Arabic, but I doubt he speaks Arabic. The Arabic equivalent of the word God is Allah, as a contraction of the word al, the, and ilah, God. Again, this is very stupid statement, because al in Arabic means the. This is true, and you can find that in my book. But this is in the language today. Allah is not a word from today language. Allah is two words and have nothing to do with ilah. Like when he says ilah, he make an I, that's a stupid, because simply the Aramaic word is like this. Let us type it for you. Today, in the Hebrew, they used il instead of al. It's the same word. This is coming from the Aramaic. Il, al. So the word il is a word mean God. The word al is a word mean God. Ilah, the letter eh does not even exist. This is like a sound of a music to glorify the God. It's not really part of the word. So ilah, and they add little ha at the end as a sound, you know, to make it beautiful. But it is God. This is why we have the word Elohim, because you cannot make Ilah Elohim, you know, unless there is, you know, it's a sound. You add to the word God, and here the word Elohim to make it as not a singular. So the word Allah have nothing to do with the word Ilah, because Allah is totally different word. For it is two words. This one, Il or Al, and Lah. And Lah is not a secret, it is the moon god. You can go and search it. And it makes very good sense. Al-Lah, God-Lah. This is why, you know, if you read even his own statement, this idiot, you will see he just said that the Shahada, to say there's no God but Allah. I mean, just to show you why I say stupidity is amazing. Because if Allah is a word meaning God, then you should say there's no Allah but Allah. Correct? If the word Allah is a word meaning God, then the Shahada should say there's no Allah but Allah. But the Muslims, they don't accept that. Every single Muslim believes that Allah is a name, is not a word meaning God. So where this guy is getting his false teaching from? I will tell you where. From article in the internet. Are we listening? Jewish women says God in Hebrew is Hashem. Yeah, well, those are not names. Those are just words. You know, there is no name. There's many naive Christians. They think that God have names. You know, not a single place in the Bible that God have a name. Like even when he say Yahweh, Yahweh, you know, or Yahweh, this is not a that's not a name. That is a sentence. Mean I am who I am. The one I exist by myself. It's not a name. But for you as a foreigner, when you hear it, you think it's a name. So Moses, he said to him, what I will tell my people, what's your name? Because he said, what's your name? And God says to him, I am who I am the one who exists by myself. People think that this word is a name. It's not. There's not a single place in the Bible that God has a name. Because there's no name can describe him. There's no name qualified to be for him. No name. Only naive people, they take names. Even people in the Bible, normal people, they are not names. As an example, Adam is not a name. Eve is not a name. Jesus is not a name. Yeshua is not a name. Moses is not a name. Abraham is not a name. Every single one of them is a line, is a sentence. Gabriel is not a name. Michael is not a name. So foolish people who do not know anything, they take them as names because they are just foreign word for them and they think it's a name. This is what happened to Muhammad in the Quran when he spoke about Abraham. He said that Abraham, he said to his father, Azar. But because Muhammad is an ignorant like many, he thought that Azar, because it's a foreign word, he do not know what it's mean. He said to himself, oh, this must be the name of the father of Abraham. But Azar is a word mean foolish. So Abraham, he said to his father, foolish, are you going to worship idols? Then the foolish Muhammad, you know, he said to himself, uh-oh, I found the name of Abraham father. His name is foolish. This is why I say stupidity is amazing, isn't it? And you know the funny is, I mean, even read the verse. It says that remember when Ibrahim, and the funny is Ibrahim, his name is Ibrahim or Abraham. By the way, in the new the versions of the Quran, all of them they make it Ibrahim. But there's one verse or few they used to have Abraham. So it was Ibrahim or Abraham because Muhammad he cannot pronounce the name correctly. So he said to his father Azar. Have you ever heard of a person he said to his father, what is that? Why you are mentioning the name of the he said to his father, either you put the word father or you, because if you put the word father, there's no need to add the name. You know what I mean? Remember, this is God talking, supposedly, this is Allah. So he said to him Azar, which means foolish, do you take idols as gods? Makes sense, correct? The idiots who do not know the language, they thought Azar is the name of the father of Abraham. Going back to our topic. As you see, there is people, they take opportunity of you, let us say of your ignorance. And don't be, you know, like, I mean, all of us, we are ignorant about something, right? I mean, if you ask me to make a letter in English, you will find many mistakes I just made, or even when I'm reading. But that is not shameful. The shameful is that you claim to be a scholar in a religion or an elder in a church, teaching about false prophet that he is a good man, he receive a portion of light of God, when this is absolutely false. Today, Islamist terrorism claim religious roots, but aggrobably, I don't know if I'm saying the word correctly, reflects social, political, and economic grievance, and have little or no connection to religion as such. Did you see it? Hey, Mormon, Muhammad and Islam have no connection to religion or such claim of terrorist. The terrorists, they have nothing to do with Islam. Well, we just showed you Muhammad, he ordered to kill all the Christians in the Quran. We just showed you Muhammad, he said, I'm going to kick every single Christian and Jew from the Arabian Peninsula. I'm not going to kick them, actually. I will not let them live here, which means I will kill them. Nobody will leave his home unless you kill him. So terrorism have no roots into Islam. The teacher in a Mormon church teach. So what is this here? What is this? What about this? I've been commanded to kill all mankind until they say the Shahada. Obviously, Muhammad is not a Muslim then. Because remember, he just said that terrorism have no connection and no root in Islam. Obviously, Muhammad, he don't understand Islam. Muhammad himself, the founder of Islam, he do not know Islam. Do we have any Mormon here? So I say to the Mormon people, for the sake of your own children, save yourself from the deceivers in your church. They are lying to you. Muhammad, he made a promise and saying that Allah, he ordered him to his command is to kill every human being who don't believe in Islam until he said the Shahada. And not only he have to say the Shahada, you have to pay him money. And not only you have to pay him money, he have to eat as he eat. He have to drink as he drink. He have to pray as he pray. And then and only then, their blood and their property will not be stolen from them. And all the references are shown on the screen. This is the most authentic reference approved by every single Muslim. So how this liar, he says that terrorism have nothing to do with Islam. And actually not only this, Muhammad, he made it clear, I was victorious by terror. نصرت بالرعب. I was victorious by what? By terror. And this is the reference is very authentic in front of your eyes. Muhammad, not only he was helped by terror, He said that he was a terrorist who scared the heart of the enemy from a distance of 1 month journey. You can imagine how scary he was. How big terrorist he is. To the point, a person who lived 1 month away, he is terrified. So Mormon people, what's wrong with your leaders? Abdullah Masood, he says, I don't agree with killing innocent people, but the Bible also ordered the same. That is a false statement, because if you read the Bible, you will see that God, he ordered the Jews to do what they did to them, which means retaliate their aggression. So you are a false person, and you are a liar. But I'm not expecting you to be honest when you are following a false prophet. So if we go back here to see those articles, we will find that those articles is full of shame and lame. Not a single statement there have anything to do with the truth. Here he says, the Sharia is another point of concern for some non-Muslims. Drawn from the Quran and the Hadith, believe reports what Muhammad and his closest associate said and did that provide model Muslim behavior as well as supplement and explain Quran passages. Okay, so this guy, he knew about the Quran, he knew that there is Hadith. So how come he do not know that the Quran ordered to kill the Christian and the Jews? How come he do not know that Muhammad is a terrorist? And not only that, this guy, he claimed that Muhammad, he teach Muslims to be hygiene people. And he taught them to respect women. You know, when he spoke about the hygiene of Islamic teaching, I laugh, because you remember when Muhammad, he took shower or he washed himself with dead dogs and women blood from period. In a will, it's called bi'r bida'a. And there is tons of hadith speak about Muhammad is full of flies. And people are disgusted of his behavior, asking him why you are doing such a thing. Even he ordered the Muslim, saying to them that washing in such a well full of dead dogs, and by the way, this is a dry dead well, have water, stinky water, which means it's a sewage. In the old days, a small village, you know, they have like a little tunnel come from the door. Behind the door, the woman, she wash her dishes. The water go outside, run all the way down to the down point of the town, from all the houses. That is where we are talking about. And this is where the garbage is. And Muhammad, he told the Muslims that it's okay to take a shower and to wash yourself with women blood from menstruation, dead dogs in it, stinky, and even their own text says stinking things were thrown in it. Muhammad, he said, water is always pure. And as you see here, we are showing you reference. So when those liars who claim to be professors, are they giving us reference? Or he will say to you, Muhammad, he says, you have to do ablution before you pray. But he will not tell you that the ablution is done in water have dead dogs and women blood from period and garbage. That is the deception. And this water, by the way, is very little, very tiny. It's in the size of a jacuzzi. Even this hadith here describe how big it is. And as you see, this is the reference in front of your eyes. So when somebody, he is a leader in a church, or let's say And this time you are talking about false church. It's called Mormon church. But anyway, I mean, still the people there, they are nice people, they are good people, they are deceived. Right? There's a Abdul in the chat. He said his name is Abdullah. Smile, Abdullah. I'm going to take a selfie for you. This is an example of, you know, look like Muslims and Mormon leaders, they share many things when it's come to copy and paste and not to quote the verses. So look what this guy he did, just to show you the stupidity. When I say stupidity is amazing, and we are laughing at you. Did you notice that he said, read Samuel, 1 Samuel 15:3? Okay, where is 15:2? What will happen if we read 15:2? Because if we read 15:2, we will see that they are doing to them what they did to them. Coward like your prophet. Scam. Why we don't read 15:2? Why we jump to 15:3? Because 15:2 is going to expose our lies. Those are innocent people, when the fact no. I remember that which the Amalek did to Israel. Right? Don't read. Don't read. Because if you read, people will, you know, will question, and when they question, you have no answer, and when you have no answer, they will, you know, quote, you know, quote a quote. When we read something, you know, there's only one purpose of reading, is to know, is to learn. Look like Muslims and those false leaders in the Mormon church, they don't read to learn, they read just to fabricate. Those people, they attack them and they try to forbid them from going to Egypt. But we will not quote that. We will quote the verse only we like. Coward like their prophet. Potatoes. Anyway, going back to our topic here. So, understanding Islam will not lead you to understand Islam as long as you are reading a liar who have no dignity, he have no honesty in what he is saying to you. Muhammad, he respected women. Did he? Is it true that Muhammad, he respected women? Is it true that Muhammad, he taught equality to women? Is that true? Some extremists have used the term jihad in holy war. Muslim jurists, thinkers have varied in their understanding of jihad, standard legal source or whatever. I mean, all this garbage. We just showed you what Muhammad said. But because I saw here where he spoke about women, we spoke already about Muhammad the terrorist. Let us see where he speaks about women more. Here we go. Look at this. Many non-Muslims, when they think of Islam's statement of women or treatment of women, immediately think of polygamy and veils, but cultural reality is far more complex. Many passages in the Quran declare women to be equal to men. I want this Abdul, Daniel, to give me the passages which the Quran says women are equal to men. Is that the one it says beat them if they don't go with you to bed or disobey you? Is that the one? Let us see what the Quran is saying about the treatment of women. You see, you will notice that those articles, they are empty from any evidence. Did you notice that? It's just a plain talk of a stupid idiot trying to be hypocrite. Where in the Quran it says women are equal? He will say that the believers, they will go to heaven, all the believers, women and men. But hold on, the women themselves, they will be a sex toy to the believer. How that is equal? The man will have millions of virgins, depending on his position. Muslim women, how many men she will have in her bed? According to Islam, a Muslim woman, she will be jailed in her tent for eternity in heaven. Why? Because from now on, she is the sex toy of the mujahid. We don't make speeches, we give reference. Those people, they give you speeches because they are liars. Do you see it? So your reward as a female in the heaven of Allah, you will be restrained in your tent. Here it says a privilege. It's a tent. It says fil khiyam. And those women, no genie had intercourse with them, neither a human. This is where the word hur coming from. Whom no man or jinn yatmuthahun, which mean he enter his, into their and then he caused them to bleed. This is what the verse is saying, literally. Very, very filthy. But we just saw the guy saying that women, she is equal to men in Islam. There's many passages. In chapter 4, verse number 34, it says, beat them. Look like beating your wife, making her equal to you. You know what? Maybe women, they like to be beaten by men, and that will make them feel better. Because I'm trying to see how and where the passages about women making them equal. Can you believe it? How far the lies can go? Let us see what Muhammad he said about women. You see, those Muslims, when somebody speak about hijab, right away come to your head that Islam is discriminating women, blah 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 blah. This is all this garbage. Hold on. Let us see what Muhammad said. And you will notice that this foolish man, this liar, he is not quoting for us where the Quran is making the women equal. And how? Muhammad, he said that every woman, she is evil like Eve. And if not Eve, no woman betray her husband. And because for sure he is very hateful to the Jews, he said if there's no Jews, there's no food will decay, which means you have a refrigerator in your house because there is a guy, his name is Jack Shalom. If there's no Jack Shalom, our beef will stay in the table without damage forever. See it? So this is the view of Muhammad on women, that every woman, she is the same as Eve, and Eve is the first to betray, and the rest are the same. Not only that, Muhammad, he said that women are the devil, they are shaitan. When she comes as a shaitan, and when she leaves as a shaitan. Shaitan means Satan. And this is authentic hadith. This is authentic hadith, which means there's no play with it. The Prophet, he says the false prophet, the child molester, the womanizer. And the funny is, the women, she come in the image of shaitan, but he is the one who is horny after them. So look what happened. Just to show you the stupidity and the madness and the filth of this religion. The chapter name of the book, recommendation to the one who sees a woman and is attracted to her, go to his wife or slave women to have intercourse. Look at the advice. Women are equal, my friend. Women are equal. Okay. The chapter name, recommendation. This is the right thing to do. A woman, she walk in front of you. You like her bum. Excuse my language. And this is what Muhammad was doing. He was staring at her bum. He got horny. He was focusing with his laser eyes. You know, Muhammad, he can see through. He's a prophet, come on. Like Joseph Smith. He can see what nobody can see. So he focused on the women to the point, he's so decent. Look how decent the prophet is. A woman, she's walking by. The prophet is looking at her, praising Allah for her butt. MashaAllah. Look at this butt. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. The prophet is concentrating now. You see, there's people, they practice something called yoga, which is very stupid. Muhammad, he practiced yoga too. He sat in the front of his house looking at butt. Any woman she walked by, he keeps staring at her butt until he got horny. MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. And now he is teaching his followers a good moral. If you see a woman and you look at her butt, you know, and you like her butt or her balloons, I recommend to you to go and do boom boom to your wife or your slave. So his wife, she was doing leather. He went to his wife and he ordered her to take off her panty and he started doing boom boom. Do you see the recommendation? And then he said, and he claimed that this is not the fault of the men. The women are the advanced like shaitan and they retrieve like shaitan. But this guy, he just said that Islam treat women nicely. If you are a woman, according to Muhammad, you are a shaitan, you are a Satan. See, he is not the Satan. The woman is a Satan. The woman, she did nothing, she just walked. This is not a woman walking wearing bikini. This is not a woman stripping. This is a woman walking down the road. Muhammad, you see her, he got horny. And he claimed that women are Satan. All women, they come as Satan and they retrieve as Satan. But this coward, he said to us that women in Islam are treated nicely and they are equal. And Muhammad have good teaching about women. So my friends, if you are a Mormon, I have nothing against you. As I said, I know many Mormon people, they are wonderful people. But what they are teaching you in your church is absolutely garbage. Your elders are not elders of God. They are elders of the devil. Those are devilish people, fooling you, lying to you. They have no truth on them. If you want to say to me, well, maybe my elders do not know. If you say to me, they are ignorant, that is even bigger crime, because an ignorant, he claimed to be a teacher. That means he's a deceiver. An ignorant trying to claim that he is sharing the truth, but it's not the truth. That is even bigger crime. So if they don't know and they claim to know, that is ugly. That's making them a bunch of liars. If they know and yet they make Muhammad claiming things is not true, that make them more ugly. Which one is one? You choose. So I say to you, if you are a Mormon person, Me as a Christian, I love you in the name of Jesus, male or female, as a brother who is seeking to be saved by Christ. Leave Mormonism church, because as you see, two false prophet does not make one good prophet. If the Mormon church is a church from God, they will not praise a filthy man like Muhammad, who go after children to have sex with them. So be aware, my friend, and not to be fooled. If you want to learn about Islam, you can read my books. And if you don't want to read my books, I don't want to be like promoting my books. I do not need to promote it. My books translated to all languages, and actually we give them for free. You can watch my videos for free. I have tons and thousands of videos explaining the cult of Islam to you. So those who they are saying to you things which is absolutely false, they are false teachers. Do you respect false teachers? And I'm speaking to the Mormon. If you are a Mormon, I want you to check every single video of mine and find me once I said something without showing you reference from Islamic books and from Muhammad's mouth. They are lying to you, my friend. Save your children from the deception of the Mormon elders. Those are elders of the devil. The Lord, he says, from their fruits you shall know them. It's very embarrassing that they are always, the Mormon, they quote for you the New Testament, which means they believe in the New Testament, as they claim. And then they say that Muhammad is a prophet. But isn't it the New Testament says that the one who denies the Father and the Son is an Antichrist? Huh? When they treat you or train you to be a missionary, they train you to do what exactly? To deny the Father and the Son? Do they know the book? Do this university and this organization and those they call themselves a church, don't they know that the Bible says that the liar is the one who denied the Father and the Son? Actually, you know what? I want to go and see in the Mormon translation for those passages. Let me see what they translate and what they say. Hold on. If somebody can find me 1 John 2:23 in the Mormon website. Hold on, let me see. Mormon. Maybe they took it off, you never know. Ah, okay. I found it. Wonderful. Bingo. So I just found in their website, this is their website, as you see, the Church of Jesus Christ. Okay? No problem. Let us go down to verse number 23 and see if it is there. Look. Whosoever denieth the Son, the same has not the Father. Ah, they changed it. Look. You see, it's anyway, Muhammad. They changed the verse. Okay, so look, you know, in the Bible, let me open the verse from the Bible. Hold on. I mean, it's amazing how fraud work. This is all translation in here. And remember, translation is translation, you know, so they are different because simply is different words people use. But it should come with the same meaning anyway. Whoever denies the Son, and does not have the Father, but whoever confess the Son has the Father as well. let us see the whole thing. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, because we need to read from verse number 22. Who is the liar? But he that he denies the Father, deny that Jesus is the Christ. Who is the liar? But he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ, and he is the Antichrist who denied the Father and the Son. Let us go to the Mormon website. And again, 22, 23. Who is the liar? But that he denieth that Jesus is the Christ. He is Antichrist. That he denies the Son, the Father and the Son. Okay, so it's there. This verse, at least. So how you say to us that Muhammad is having a portion from God and he is a prophet from God, and the book you are posting in your website, you idiot, it says that the liar is the one who denied that Jesus is the Christ, and he is Antichrist, the one who denied the Father and the Son. Can you believe this stupidity? I'm not going to focus in the false translation they have in other verses. I want to focus on this one. Verse number 22. How in the world you claim to be an elder, and you claim to be that you believe in this verse, and you claim to be a person who accepts this verse, and yet you say that Muhammad was sent by God and he have a portion of light from God. When he denied the Father, he denied the Son, and that make him the liar who is the Antichrist. In the book you are publishing in your website. So my friends, do you see why I say stupidity is amazing? Do you understand now why I say that? All of Islam is based that the Christians are the enemy of Allah because they say that Jesus is the Son of Allah. You know, living around stupidity is painful. But the stupid become teachers are way more painful. Well, they cannot say the Bible is corrupted because now we are showing you from their website. The verse we are talking about is in their website, and which means they agree with it. All right, so they cannot go and play this game about it's corrupted. We don't agree with this verse. As you see, we are showing you, this is the official website of the Mormon, and this is 1 John chapter 2, and this is the translation done by their elders. They're funny elders. So can they bite their own tongue? It says here clearly, who is the liar? But that he denied that Jesus is the Christ, and the one who denied he is Antichrist, that he denied the Father and the Son. And Muhammad denied the Father and he denied the Son. Do I need even to give more proofs that the elders of the Mormon are out of their mind and they are stupid and they are deceiving their own children? Look what happened now. those articles who they are praising Muhammad, making the elders of the Mormon church the Antichrist. Anyone knows why? Because if you are saying that Muhammad is a great man and he received a portion of light from God, and this portion of light from God saying that Jesus is not the Son of God, then you idiot, you publish in your own website verses saying that the liar is the one who denied the Son and the Father, and he is the Antichrist. How we can solve that? How even you can explain your stupidity to your children? It's beyond stupidity. Sometime you wish that all those idiots are not exist. But I believe those idiots are exist for a reason. So we can learn what the word idiot means. Right? Abdullah Masoudi said, I believe the video you sent to made yesterday about Sheikh Uthman is true, but doesn't change the fact that the Christian king he sent her as a gift. You see, this is another stupid statement, my friend, because if he's a Christian king, he should not do that. Obviously, he is just a king, lousy king, as many kings. And if a filthy man, he captured a woman and he sent her to me as a gift in Amazon, shall I be filthy like him and accept the gift from the filthy man? That is a false excuse. And this is the reason why Muslims don't dare really to debate me. And I'm talking about those who they claim to be sheikhs, because they have low IQ and they refute themselves in a second. So the excuse is that the one who sent this gift to Muhammad is a Christian king. No, he is no Christian. A Christian, Jesus said, not everyone says to me, God will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. In which will, Jesus said, you capture a Christian woman and you send her to a filthy man, his name is Muhammad. In which will? So he's no Christian. Same time, the good prophet Muhammad, he accept the gift. And right away, he take her to the bedroom. He's a good guy. I mean, what Muhammad will do with her? Okay, he opened the box. He found the woman inside the box. And she's so pretty. Like, come on, I'm a good prophet. I will take care of her. Okay, go to the bedroom. Stupid excuse. Always they come from stupid people. And by the way, sometimes I feel like the word stupid is an insult to stupidity when it's come to those people. Like, I have limited words in English. You know, English is not my first language. This is why I'm very limited, by the way, in explaining things. But thank God, even with my limited, very limited ability in English, still we are very successful, and we made tens of thousands of Muslims leave the cult of Muhammad and accept Jesus. And that is a great experience to you, that to be brave and not to hesitate, even if people want to make fun of your English or your language, whatever you are. Because there's many Muslims, they make fun of my English, right? They say, look what he's saying. Look, he can't read it correctly. That will not stop me. Because what people care for, that this person, even with the limitation of his English skills, still he gave us the truth. I'm not here to teach English. I'm here to share the truth. And with my limited English, I showed those who speak perfect English that they are a bunch of fools, as we just did today. So what if Christian Prince, he speak good English, perfect English? You can imagine what will happen. If I don't speak good English and they don't dare to call me. And by the way, the Muslims don't complain about the English of Zakir Naik, the guy who spit more than he talk. Brother and sister, the brother is asking with him, how the Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet and yet he don't even believe him? Like, what the heck? Nobody complained about his English. What is the meaning of Allah? If you watch my debate with Dr. Ruhi, and he is a Muslim from Al-Azhar University, he said that Allah is an ancient word, the first Arabic man he said, but we do not know who. This is the Muslim explanation. However, lah, the root of it is, as we said, from the Aramaic, and this religion worshipping the moon spread in all areas which is hot. So I believe that lah is coming from like the word like the cool, the easy, you know, like it's something like entertaining, you know, something that, because like when you see the moon at night, it's relaxing, it is nice, it doesn't hurt you. So the Arab, they hate the sun. They love the moon. This is why you see all their beautiful poetry. And by the way, the major poet men in the history of the Arab, they are Christians. Like An-Nabi Ghaz-Zubyani, Imru al-Qais, Antar ibn Shaddad, all those great names are Christians. So you will see the poetry of the Arab before Islam focusing in the beautiful moon and staying or attacking the sun, the harsh sun. So you will see that people who live in desert area, very hot area, they hate the sun, they love the moon. But there is some group of them, even from the people of the desert, because they fear the sun, because this is the one who killed them. They start worshipping the sun in order to prevent the sun from hurting their cattle and their water and killing their children, drought, etc. So this is where, you know, people, they start worshipping God like Baal. You know, if you go in the Quran, you will see that the Quran speaks about Baal as a creator. So in Islam, there's many creators. Even the Muslims, they say, no, we will worship only one creator. But the Quran made it so clear. It says, are you going to worship beside Allah Baal, the best of the... are you going to worship Baal beside the one, the best of the creators? Chapter 37, verse 125. But by saying that, again, when we say stupidity is amazing, Muhammad, he proved to us, again, that he is so stupid to the point, he just mentioned that there is creators instead of one, agreeing that Baal is a creator, but Allah is the best of the creators. So this is what the Arab believe, that there's many creators, and Muhammad is coming with the idea that Allah is the best of the creators. That's why when the Muslims, they say Allahu Akbar, they are combining, I don't know, like joining two gods together. This is what they call it Tawheed. Tawheed means unification. Tawheed does not mean oneness. That is a false translation. Tawheed means unify, to unify. You can take it now to Google translation. Just type the word Tawheed. So, and we cannot find this word in the Quran too. So Tawheed means unification, but how you can unify something is one already. You cannot unify him. You know, he's one. So it is Tawheed because they unify two gods, Allah and Akbar. And then if you go to see the story of Abraham in the chapter of Al-An'am, he said, this is my Lord. This is Akbar, speaking about the sun. Chapter 6, verse number 78. So when he saw the sun rising, he said, this is my Lord. This is bigger, not greater. See, if you change the translator, this is Hilali Khan. Let us see different Muslim translation. Let us see this guy. See, this is a Muslim, Muhammad Ithani. When he saw the sun rising, he said, this is my Lord, this is Akbar. So what Akbar mean? Akbar mean bigger. This is why I say to you, be careful from people who say to you false information. Even sometimes They speak by the base of their ignorance, not because they mean to mislead you. They heard somebody saying that Akbar mean greater. Like even once David Wood in his video, he said Allah Akbar mean God is a great. That is absolutely false and wrong. But I don't blame him. He doesn't speak Arabic, you know. So he just copy paste what he heard, what he saw in the internet. So this is bigger. So why Abraham he deny worshiping the moon, the verse before it? Because the moon disappeared and he found that Allah is Akbar. So he started worshiping the sun. Then when the sun disappeared, he said to himself, I'm not going to worship someone disappear, which is very silly, because Abraham, when he decide not to worship the sun or the star, and all of the reason is because this star set, which means disappear. Well, hello Abraham, I mean, you just discovered that. Don't you know before you worship it that the sun set and the moon disappear too and the star disappear? So this is a childish story coming from the mouth of Muhammad, claiming that Allah told him this. But he explained himself, getting himself busted when he spoke about Allah is Akbar, for this is the two gods, the God of the European, the sun, and the God of the Middle Eastern, the moon. The European who live in a cold land, they love the sun. They worship the sun. Even the word sun day, presenting the God who they used to worship. And the Muslim, they will say to you, do you know that the word Sunday used to be a pagan day? We say, so what? It used to be a pagan day, but the glory of Jesus, they are not worshiping the sun. They are worshiping the true light, which is a Christ. He said, Christ, he said, I am the light of the world. So by the glory of Christ, we made nations who used to worship idols believe in the true God. Do we have any person, he is a Mormon, he have anything to say? Anyone? All the stories Muhammad he took, you know, he took from the Jews, and most of them they are fabrication. You see, the Jews, they always used to make fun of Muhammad, and they get him busted many times. If you remember the story of Zulqarnain, which means Alexander the Great. So they told him there's a prophet, his name is Zulqarnain. What you say about him, the guy with the two horns? The stupid Muhammad believed the Jews that he is a prophet, so he made a chapter speaking about him. Right? This is how silly they are. We have a Muslim, his name Abu Yahnus. Abu Yahnus. I mean, from all the Arabic words, you could not choose except what Abu Yahnus mean. Abu Yahnus al-Jakarti. Hey, Mr. Jakarti, do you like to call me? Mr. Jakarti from Jakarta, do you like to call me, or you are just a text boy? A person, his name is Imam Saifi, says, I can win a debate with 10 knowledgeable people, but I will lose a debate with one stupid people. Are you talking about your prophet? Because I can prove to you that your prophet is that stupid person, you will lose with him, because the second you say to him you are wrong, he will kill you. So I find it very funny that you are talking about debate when Muhammad, he killed those who want to argue with him. Secondly, when the Christian, they came to debate Muhammad, he said to them what? Did he debate them? He said, okay, let us do this. Bring your wives, I bring my wives. Bring your children, I bring my children. And let us invoke Allah to curse the one is lying. That is debating the fool. Literally. What your wife have to do with my wife, and what your children have to do with my children in a debate between me and you. Do you see what happened when you challenge the fool? Because he have no answer, I mean, what his wife have to do with my wife, and his children have to do with my children's? And what if I don't have a wife? And actually all those who they are coming to debate Muhammad, they have no children's and they have no wives. They are monk. They are Christian monks. So how is Djupet to say to them, and they are not living there, they are coming from Najran, bring your wives, bring your children, I bring my children. He don't have a children's. Stupidity is amazing. So now if I want to challenge Muhammad and I am there, he will say to me, Christian brothers, bring your wives, I bring my wives, bring your children, I bring my children, and let us invoke to curse the one is lying. But hold on. You see, if I debate a Muslim, he believes that Muhammad is prophet, he's not lying about his belief. This is not, he believes in Allah, yes, according to me, but he is not lying. So even saying, let us see who is liar, this is stupid. You can't say they are wrong. You know what I mean? If I speak to somebody who's a Hindu, for me, he is believing in a lie. For him, he is truthful. So to say that as curse the one is lying, that's stupid. Because if a debate between two true believers, none of them is lying about his belief, unless he's a liar. Stupidity. And look at them, all of them, they are in disability. They are so good in posting chat, but the second I said, you like to call me? They took it and they put their tail between their legs and they bye-bye. One of the struggle I suffer from when I speak to those people, I cannot find one person who have an IQ to speak to. That's why they are afraid, they are intimidated. Do you remember the guy who called me? What's his name? Jihad. He said that the prophet, they did surgery for him, they installed for him faith and wisdom because they want to improve his IQ. Even their prophet need IQ improvement, and Allah, he decided to make a surgery and to install wisdom in his blood vessels. The story itself, if you believe in it, proving to me that you don't have any kind of IQ. Because since when IQ come in dishes and then we cut the chest of a person and then we insert the IQ inside his barbecue? Are we talking about the chicken with the, you know, like stuffed with rice? Anyway, I decided to go today like now, so people who they are from the Mormon, they can watch our videos, and please share my videos with the Mormon. We love them, and we are not here to insult Mormon people, but I am here to insult the liars and the elders who lie to the Mormon people. And the insult I make by showing everybody that they are nothing but insult to themselves by lying to you. They are an insult to themselves. Right? Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to make this video short, but here we go, 1 hour and 44 minutes. That is a short video. What you can do. We will see if tomorrow I will be live on air. If not, the day after. I wish you guys a good time and enjoy your evening. And please share my video, download it, and change the title, you know. Don't make it all in one title. Change the title. The lies of false teachers in the Mormon church about Islam, you know, anything, like, you know. And I want the Mormon to watch those videos, and I want the Mormon to make their comment, and I want the Mormon to be speaking to their leaders. Show them that they are lying. You see, if you are a Mormon and you allow such a thing happening in your church, what you think it's a good church. But how good a church lying about even Muhammad, not only about Joseph Smith? You want to believe in Joseph Smith? Okay, continue, no problem. This is your business. I believe it, that Joseph Smith is a false prophet too. But how in the world I mean, the most disgusting person, his name is Muhammad, who have sex with a child, who rape women, who killed the Christians, who destroyed their churches. He even digged the graves of the Jews. He digged the grave literally. Who tortured a Jew just to tell him where he hid his money. Who took the wife of his own son. Who he said, I'm going to kill every single Christian and Arabian peninsula, and he did. And then your leaders, they post in their books, in their sites, falsehood about so-called Muhammad, prophet of Allah. So speak to your leaders and say to them, Christian prince, he offer you a public debate challenge live on air in YouTube. Either you change those articles and you apologize from your people, or you come forward and prove those articles to be true. Prove your statement that those are true. And then you have to explain how you post in your website that the one who is a liar is the one who denied the Son and the Father, and he is the Antichrist. And this is both what Muhammad did. And then you say that Muhammad is a prophet of God. Everything today we showed you, it was in the screen from Islamic reference. We are not like this liar who make article. He did not even post a single proof of what he claimed. The Quran teaching the man to beat women. The Quran teaching the women she is evil. The Quran teaching that women she is not equal, even in heritage, everything. Even in reward in heaven. She is just a sex toy. And then they lie to you and they say Muhammad, he ordered good treatment for women. How? He said, don't beat them until you break their bones. So which means beat them, but don't break their bones. Is that a good treatment? I mean, look how nice he is. Like, come on, he put a limit for beating. I mean, and he is the one who ordered them to beat women. He is the one who started the beating process. This is a great prophet. He taught us to beat women, but not to break their bones. But before that, those Arab, the women, they were used to be their leaders. Muhammad himself, he used to work for Khadija. She was his boss. So women before Islam, she used to be a boss. After Islam, she is a goat. She is someone to practice boxing in her. So I want to say thank you all for being here, and until we see you soon again, please download the video, share it with your friends, and please do me a favor. When you post a comment, stop posting comments saying Christian Prince, you are amazing, Christian Prince, you know, you are the best. Please, I am really I want to be honest with you, I'm disgusted with those comments, because I am not here to be praised. I'm here to be serving you. I want you to make comment about the topic. If you go and read all the previous video, you will see nothing but Christian Prince, you are best. Christian Prince, nobody can debate you. Christian Prince, what does this have to do with my topic? So we speak for 3 hours and then you say you are the best. That's what you come with? I want people to use their brain. I want people to tell me what they heard, what they think. Think with me. And you praise no man, you praise only the Lord. No man in this earth deserves to be praised. No man, not me, not you, nobody. Those comment is an insult to me. There's one person you can be proud of. That is the Messiah. He said, I am the door, I am the light, I am the truth, I am the resurrection, and there is no one will go to my Father but by me. There is no other name better than his name. and there's no one is holy but him. And there's no good man who came in this earth, but yet he's God in the same time, but him, for only God is good. You as a Christian, you should not praise any person, no matter how good work he do, because still we are short of good, and we are far away from good. So please make a comment about the topic, about what you heard, about what he said. If I'm debating somebody, or like now, the article, think with me, be useful. The Lord, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. Your fruits. So what is your fruit? I pray to the Lord that he will open the eyes of the Mormon people. They are lovely people. I met many of them. I met wonderful people, actually. I have nothing against those people. I'm here against lies. And because we love them, we want to save them from the lies of their leaders. And if you are a person who is a leader in a Mormon church, I want you to read whatever I showed you on the screen. Think carefully and be honest. And you will see that your church is deceiving you, and you are deceiving yourself. So I hope they will wake up. And I did my part, Mormon people. I warned you of the false teachers. You cannot say you are not warned. The Bible said it clearly, and it is in your page, in your website, that the one who denied the Father and the Son, he is an Antichrist. He's a liar. Then how your leaders, they praise Muhammad, who is nothing but a liar, and the Bible describes him as Antichrist. How they can do that? That is a behavior, I call it nothing but devilish. The Lord, he says that the devil is the father of all lies. So if this is what your church is teaching, your church became a church of the devil. For they are spreading the devil lies and the Antichrist, who describe in your website clearly, with evidence, there's no need even to explain, that whoever denied the Father and the Son, whoever refused to acknowledge them, he is the liar. So how they can praise Muhammad when all of Islam is based on denying the Father and the Son and destruction of the church and killing the Christians? That is a shame. That is a shame. Shame you do to yourself, and shame you will be questioned for in the day of judgment. Love the Mormon, but don't be one, because obviously the Mormon church is teaching false information. Thank you. May the Lord bless you all. Until we see you soon again, please download the video, share it with your friends, and share it with the Mormon, and share our love to them, and tell them the truth, and the truth will set them free. Thank you. God bless you. Take care.